Jim in Toledo, España. No, Toledo, Ohio. I'm always getting those two confused. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com, but call me Mo. Mo Better, because I'm always getting that confused too. No, call me Mo Better, because have you seen Mo Better? Looking Mo Better. I'm going to show everyone else how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. When I cut the Zeiss Light D PhotoFusion Extra Gray with DuraVision Platinum for your Oakley, this is the, hang on, let me see if I can get that in focus, the 8121, which is the AirDrop MNP, not the regular AirDrop 8046, the 8121, size 53, color 01, the satin black. Let me take everything out of the original packaging as Oakley sends it to me. Your hard shell, of course you got some junk mail in here too, but I'll let you go through that. Your hard shell case that says Oakley, your Oakley frame with some accoutrements. This is the carrying bag / cleaning cloth that comes with it. The star of the show, the main attraction, comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping. And I'm going to put that on there when I ship to you. Again, this is the AirDrop MNP. And it also goes by the official name of the OX8121. Again, this is the 53 eye size. It comes in, I believe, the 55 also, and the 01 satin black. Of course, it comes in several colors. Now, it also comes with changeable nose pads for the bridge, depending on which one you want to put on there. This does pop off. I don't have a video for that yet, so find someone else on YouTube showing you how to do that, but you get 3 of them with that, so you get the best fit depending on what you're doing. It also comes with extra Oakley emblems, red, black, almost a key lime, and a blue. In order to change those out, well, let's just try using a thumbtack. I usually use a screwdriver, but if you push outward, yeah, this will start to come out. Go ahead and you can take it out the rest of the way. All right, let me use my little my screwdriver, which I normally do. Applies a little bit more force. And the tab will come all the way out, and you can change the color. It comes with a light gray one in there. Again, you can put in red, black, key lime, or blue. What you do, this has a little tab on the end. Stick that one in towards the hinge first, and then push down on the peg, and it will pop right in. So, let me go ahead and pop out the original demo lenses that comes with the frame that you will be receiving. Put your frame into the tracing element of my blocker. I need to assign you a sticker number. You are going to be 2349. Grab my paper clip, put that on there. This is the temporary card that goes into the recycling bag once I am done. Your permanent card is gray, and it has all your personal information: first name, last name, address, phone number, email, prescription. Nobody gets to see that. In fact, I may not even look at it myself, even during shipping. But let's go ahead and assign this number to you, so years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can pull it right up on the computer. I'm going to hit the start button. The stylus is going to pop up, go around, trace the inside bevel of the frame before doing the same thing on the left-hand side. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy any genuine, authentic Oakley frame and you'll receive 1 free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number. So if you have vision insurance, you will get reimbursed for what is considered out-of-network reimbursement. I am not in network. I am out of network, and sadly, a lot of times I'm cheaper out of network than the places that do take your insurance, because they mark their prices up so high to be able to give you an insurance discount. Now, after your purchase, you will get money from me. Again, I will give you a receipt that you can submit to your insurance company. Or if you have health savings account flex dollars, you will get a 100% reimbursement from that. Now, I use PayPal on the website. PayPal does not take Flex card, so you have to call me over the phone, and if you want to pay with a Flex card, over the phone is how you do it. So that is the shape that I'll be cutting. That is the shape of this lens. And let's move on to the next screen. Enter your pupillary distance, 32.5 for the right. I don't have to do anything. The computer starts there. I do want to raise the optical center up to 19. I forgot to write that down there. I had measured that earlier. So, the thing I love about Zeiss lenses is all the documentation that comes with it. It's got your prescription on there. It's got all the information. This is the Zeiss Progressive Light D for distance 18, which is means they're a longer corridor. There's a 14 corridor for smaller frames. This is 1.59 refractive index. I know you can't see anything, but when you get these in the mail, you will. PhotoFusion Extra. Plus, you've got all this, the RX verification. So the next time you go to the doctor and they ask what you're wearing, give them this. It's got the power for the right eye, the power for the left, your PD, the seg height 19. Don't believe me? The base curve, for which I selected to fit best into this frame. And then it's got, being a digital freeform progressive, it's got the compensated RX for your distance, for the near power, the positioning, the inset of the lens. You have the laser engravings. All progressive lenses come with the laser engraving. It even tells you on the nasal portion of the lens what you will see. The LD, the light D, 5.9 means the refractive index of polycarbonate, 1.59. The 18 corridor on the temporal, the bifocal strength, the progressive power of 175. All this is nice. Your doctor will love seeing this the next time. Save this with your medical records. So again, this is the right lens, which the prescription reads -50. Go ahead and take this out. Now they come with little dots on there where they come with paint. I've go ahead and put my own dots on there. I removed the paint. Same thing for the progressive layout chart. You've got the little squares that Zeiss puts on there. You've got on the temporal, the power of that. On the nasal portion, that's that. The nasal is close to the nose there. All this information. I love that about Zeiss. So, let's go ahead and put your right lens on there. I need 2 blocks, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I need to attach 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got them here. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to line this up onto the first one. Do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. On the back is a silver button. That is a magnet. This is going to do its job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. And I need to change the layout screen from single vision to progressive. If this was, you can see the orange graph there. If these were line style bifocals, this would be the layout. But we're going to go back to progressives. The blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. Your eye is just above that in inset. How much is it inset? 2.5 millimeters. You gotta love that. Zeiss is German high performance engineering at its finest. Get everything laid out. Always like to make sure the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. It's just something I always do. It's how I document how the lenses are going to look. Hit that button, the arm comes down, places the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the left lens. And actually, before I go any farther, your prescription for the right eye, -50 sphere. -50 sphere, your bifocal strength. And I'm going to highlight that, again, this is the Zeiss Progressive Light D 18 corridor, 1.59 PhotoFusion Extra. And you're going to be getting all these original packets to make sure you're getting the original deal. The prescribed RX from your doctor, -50 with a 175 bifocal strength. And let's do the same thing for the left, -75, -75 at 86. We're going to take it out of the protective sleeve that it comes in, pull the paperweight and make the black side sticky. What I tossed aside was some extra stickers you can put on there. Now, my early videos from before October of 2014, I had a Santinelli edger that I used to have to use these stickers on so it wouldn't slip in the chuck. A lot of times it's cutting the lens with these incredible hydrophobic surfaces, oleophobic anti-glare coatings would slip in the chuck. This equipment is designed for today's modern anti-glare lenses. I don't have to do that. Zeiss offers those for free. And I set them aside and I will donate them to anyone, preferably someone who's in Bosnia-Herzegovina who just emailed me about certain features on here. He has the same machine. He tells me that he learns how to use this by watching my videos. I might just do some special videos for him with some of the more sophisticated features of this. Now, your pupillary distance, 33.5 for the left. It has mirrored the right, 32.5 and 19. So I'm going to tap the plus button a couple times till we get up to 33.5. Use the layout of the progressive, get everything lined in there perfectly. That's going to sit directly in front of your pupil. These other two tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. Bosnia-Herzegovina is a beautiful country. I got to get over there one of these years. One of these years. So I place the block onto the left lens. Let's highlight the prescription. -50, -75 at 86. -50, -75 at 86. Your progressive power. The Zeiss information, same thing on this piece of paper. Did I do it wrong? Oh yeah, -75, -75 at 86. So the top one is for plus cylinder. Your prescription is in minus cylinder. Years ago, and the lab equipment the phoropter that you sit in front for your exam, when astigmatism correction was on the front of the lens, that was a plus cylinder. Now that it's on the back, minus. Plus, minus. And so there's still two ways that doctors like to write things. The doctors at the top of the pecking order, they can write it however they want. -150 plus 75 at 176. When you change the cylinder to the back, you algebraically add these two numbers. -150 and plus 75 becomes -75. Change the plus sign to a minus and change the axis by 90 degrees. Your doctor will explain all that. And I forgot to highlight your progressive power here. Oops, come on. Let's use the broad stroke. So, let's see here. We've got, that's done, that's done. Let's come down here. Now this is the edger. This is what costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home, and you won't need this guy with the two thumbs to do it for you. But the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind away your lens material till it's the final size. This wheel in the center that has the channel, that valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So now the magnet, well actually let's wake up the computer. Job ID number 2349. 2349. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select that material. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens, which is a default setting for polycarbonate, because it's not going to be seen in this frame. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens because it's going to be seated inside, but I will put one on the rear concave surface of the lens. As you will see in just a moment, even though no portion of this lens can protrude from the back of the frame, I still like to put it on there because I press the lens into the frame. I do not want any rough edges left over from the cutting cycle to come into contact with your frame. So now I'm going to press the magnet on there firmly. The magnet's going to go, or the block. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck. Or by now, you know I like to call it the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Free bad jokes with the purchase of every frame. So, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by two white styluses. Going around and trace the shape of the right lens first. And then measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel for the least amount of edge thickness to show. Essentially the best cosmetic look possible. Of which you're not going to have any edge thickness anyway, but I do cut very strong prescriptions all day long for how much? For free, and that is a little bit more critical with the higher powers. Now the water you see in the background is there to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel, also known as Schwarf. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, meaning that no water sprays onto the lens during the cutting cycle. Now water will spray onto the lens, but only for the last 20 seconds to wash away any optical debris that you may see beginning to form on the edge of the lenses. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is also virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lenses, the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in their Oakleys to protect their eyes from shrapnel, from flying debris. It has the most complete UV protection possible. Zeiss has the highest amount of UV protection. It goes all the way up to 400 nanometers. Because of that, they have partnered with the American Cancer Society, because The same way that you have to protect your skin when you go outside with lotions, creams, sprays, ointments, your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so your eyes will have permanent UV protection built into the lens. Now you also have the Zeiss DuraVision Platinum, which I'll discuss later, but the other nice thing about the PhotoFusion Extra, is it has 50 to 70% protection from the harmful blue rays you get from today's electronic devices such as cell phones, tablets, computer screens, and of course the biggest provider of blue light, that big yellow orb outside up in the sky that gives light to all of us here on Earth. But the anti-glare coating when you got the Zeiss DuraVision Platinum is literally 8 coatings that they vaporize onto your lens. The machine that applies that costs well over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize each individual layer, each coating onto the lens. And it has to be washed in an acid bath in a sterile room in between coatings. So because of the time and the expense, Zeiss puts the hardest scratch coatings on there to protect your time and investment. The Platinum has a bluish hue. This is the equivalent of the Crizal Sapphire. I offer Crizal Sapphire for $139.99. The Zeiss Blue Protect, $99.99. Now Zeiss lenses, progressives, coatings, PhotoFusion cost more than Essilor, but I've negotiated a deal with Zeiss to get them at the same price. I'm going to take the lens out of the chuck. Hey Chuck. Dry everything off. We're going to mount the lens, see if it fits first time around. If not, I'll take it down some more. I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corner. I go to press down the nose. It does not want to go back in easily, so I'm going to take another 1/10 of a millimeter off. Now this has a bluish hue, just like Crizal Sapphire does. That's because 8 coatings they put in Weizen Apple Red, because it reflects back it absorbs every color except red. And that's what this does. It absorbs every color except that, so it gives it that bluish hue. Now, the Zeiss coatings, when protection reflects your style, Zeiss has 4 different coatings. Starting at $69.99, the Zeiss DuraVision, it looks like most Crizal anti-glare coatings, which has a greenish purple to it. And so you see the green. This is what most anti-glare coatings were for years and years and years and years. This is my house anti-glare. This is the Zeiss DuraVision Chrome. It starts at $69.99. We have the DuraVision Silver that has a little bit of blue. Now this is the DuraVision Platinum. This sells for $79.99. The DuraVision Platinum is $99.99. It's just a little bit more pronounced in the blue. Less of a reflection, also known as reflex. It has a certain color spectrum that reflexes back at certain lighting, certain angles. If you want the least amount, you have DuraVision Silver. DuraVision Platinum just increase the angle of reflection so that it only reflects back at 15 degrees. I forget what this one is, 45 degrees I believe. The Platinum sells for $99.99. Let's take this out. See if this fits. Dry everything off. Tuck it in the outside corners. Push down the nose. No, it does not. So we're going to take another 1/10 of a millimeter off. The right lens always takes longer. Start large, work your way down. You can always cut more off a piece of wood. You can never add it back on. So I start large and work down until it's known as the cold fit, when it snaps in easily. Because years from now, should you ever need new lenses, you can turn your frame around, pop the lenses out. A lot of optical shops like to use heat. That would make the plastic more pliable. But the lens, if it were too large, would cause force against your frame, causing your frame to stretch or roll, giving you an ugly cosmetic look, as well as shortening the life of your frame. Now, I'm wearing the Zeiss DuraVision Blue Protect. This is more of a bluish purple. This is similar to Crizal Provencia, but I know I've got a Provencia lens. The Zeiss Blue Protect is clearer than Crizal Provencia and cheaper. This is a Provencia lens. You can see the purple reflex, but when you hold it over a piece of paper, the Crizal Provencia is a darker color. It's a yellowish brown. This is much clearer of a lens. So you get the blue protection with the clearest possible lens color possible. Much more brown than that one. The DuraVision Platinum. You see that one there. Now I have on my Oakleys the DuraVision Blue Protect on my lenses. I'm trying it now on the PhotoFusion Blue. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. Pop the Crizal back in there. Excuse me, I've had a tickle for the last couple days. Just gives me an excuse to eat cough drops during the day. That honey lemon. So again, we're going to tuck this in at the outside corner. Press down at the nose. Now it snaps in there easily. I'm going to mark on there, I took it off 0.2 of a millimeter. Where's your paperwork? It's around here somewhere. There it is. I took it down minus 0.20. To my buddy in Bosnia-Herzegovina, if you're using the barcodes, by the way, I've got a company that I order from. They will send you a roll of these barcodes. Your machine will store all of these. Store that in there. Now, it has a memory of 1,000. If you do not have the SE box, which is another $400 or $500, you can always store your information. I'm sorry, this is a personal note to another optician in Bosnia-Herzegovina. Take a regular jump drive and transfer the data. This sticks in the top, as you know. Transfer when you get to 1,000. When your memory gets full here, transfer it to here, and then delete all that and you'll go back to 0. I highly recommend buying the SE box. In America it's another $400 to $500, but it goes literally unlimited, over 1 million. I'm at 2,349. This will go over 1 million in storage. You can pull it up. I've got to install my computer where I can do all that if you want to. You can put the patient's name, the frame information. It will store the PD, the seg height, the lens material, the frame, whether it's metal, plastic, or grooved. It stores all that. And it's amazing that this is a home computer now with how large they used to be, the towers. And now it does all that. So, let's go ahead and put the left lens in, flip that over to L, place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, or today I'm calling it the Jim. Hit the green button, the door closes, the clamp shuts, the lens is going to be traced again by the 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. First go around, and you can see it's tracing the shape of the left lens. And then measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. A Jim of which you got nothing. You got no edge thickness whatsoever. That's because I ordered the thinner lenses. I had the lens match the frame curvature. And anyone who wants to do that, you just need a lens clock, of which I've got one hiding here. Look, the block came off. And you can measure the... I'm getting just 4 1/4 there. You can also measure the frame itself, and that'll tell you what size, hey, let go. I'm gonna take that off, add to my sticker collection. Let's see if we can put that on there. Throw that back in for the next one. Add the DuraVision Blue Protect thing. So Zeiss also does mirror coatings. Jim or anyone else years from now, if you have another frame you want, or if you want to ever put mirrored lenses in here, they have what's known as white. It's just a less reflective. This is a very reflective silver. They call this white. The high luster silver, gold, bronze. So if this is white in reflection to silver, they call this bronze in reflection to gold. In comparison, a muted version of gold, a muted version of silver. We've got a green, a lighter blue, a brighter blue, and of course the red, which is almost a red, orange, yellow, depending on how that moves around. But I'll have these on the website soon. I'm getting a call. It's probably a spammer. This is going to voicemail. I will let that go to voicemail. So, the pupillary distance dot, the seg height has worn off, so I'm going to come back over here. The other 2 dots are there. So I'm going to go to that. Place the dot again. It's going to sit directly in front of your pupil. Come down here to the lensometer, put it in, read the power just above that dot, and I am getting, somewhere there's a flashlight, minus 50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1 in the red. Let's just see if you have any astigmatism correction. No. So, this is only 2 steps of far-sighted correction. You are nearsighted. With your glasses off, everything is much too large. So to see far away, there is a minus sign. It will minify the image down to the correct size. Now you have no astigmatism in your right eye. You need 3 steps of far-sighted correction in your left eye and 3 steps of astigmatism correction. Think of that as the fine-tune knob. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike with the letters P and F. We're going to turn that fine-tune knob from 0 to 90 to 180. We're going to stop just shy of the 90th meridian, about 86. Now you need a plus 175. This is known as the add. It means in addition to what's up top for the magnification up close. So, if you were to get over-the-counter reading glasses, you would subtract 50 from the 175. So you need a 1 1/4 in the right eye and about a plus 1 in the left. Of course, the over-the-counter reading glasses do not correct for astigmatism correction or offer you the perfect pupillary distance. And so, that's why after a while you'll get eye fatigue even with reading glasses, because you're still having to strain to make out the clarity. Now this frame, the Oakley 8121, sells for $183. Your Zeiss Light D polycarbonate progressive lens is $149.99. The PhotoFusion Gray Extra is $109.99. The regular PhotoFusion $99, the Extra $109. I'm getting them at a great deal. I've locked in at a certain price. The Transitions Extra Active in gray or brown from Essilor is $129.99. It's $20 less for Zeiss, which normally would be $20 more, but again, I've locked in at a really good price for the first couple years, so don't worry, everyone's going to get that price. The DuraVision Platinum Anti-Glare $99.99 for a total of $542.97, and the best part about that is there is no tax on your glasses. I point that out now, which I haven't in my videos in the past, because now a lot of people are having to charge tax even for stuff sold online. I am in North Carolina. North Carolina considers eyeglasses a medical device. There is no tax on eyeglasses. So, all purchases will be tax-free. So I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner, press down at the nose. It does not want to go. So I'm going to take it down another 1/10 of a millimeter. Hit retouch. I know it's a corny saying, but the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra at the beginning. I'm going to make sure that every lens fits perfect. You want a perfectionist like me cutting your lenses. I cut every pair of lenses that get shipped worldwide. So I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm OCD. I want everything to be perfect. Sure, I can hit the center of I can hit the bullseye. But why hit the bullseye when you can hit the center of the bullseye every time? It's not like you live next door. So there's Toledo, Ohio, and as they pronounce it in Spain, Toledo, España. I believe that's what your Toledo was named after. And by the way, the great libraries of the Middle Ages that got lost during the Dark Ages from the Middle East are in Toledo, Spain. The best scholars is information that was discovered, and that's what gave us our Renaissance. We would have been nothing without got to take out the recycling. My watch is letting me know. Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Copernicus, Newton, all of them made possible by the libraries of Toledo, Spain. Of course, it was translated probably from the original Aramaic or Arabic. All right, where'd your frame go? Here it is. All right, so let's tuck it in at the outside corner, press down at the nose. Now it snaps in there easily. Take this block off, pull the sticker away, dry that off, add to my sticker collection. Let's see if we can pin this down. I'm going to stick those two together, press that one on there. Come down here to the lensometer. That dot is still there. Put it in, turn the axis wheel to 86, which corresponds with your astigmatism correction. Read the power, and I am getting minus 75, going away from 0 into the minuses in the red. We stop at 75, one tick mark away from 1. You have a curvature on your eye, -75. Your astigmatism is a steeper curve, 90 degrees away. And it's how we line those two curves up to make everything nice and crisp. Let's check the second power. We're at -150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2 in the red. That's because you add two like signs together. But again, let's use today's terms. If someone had borrowed 75 cents from you, then they borrowed another 75 cents, they would owe you $1.50, 150 in the red. So, let me measure your PD, 32.5, 30, So I'm going to turn that card around, place the PD stick against my thumb. When we hold it up to the left lens, we're measuring that. That's perfect. Let's check the 19 for the optical center height, the seg height, the position of wear height. It goes by a lot of names. Not to the bottom of the lens, but to the middle of the plastic. We're going to measure 19 millimeters. That is cut perfectly. 19 millimeters. Now this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mention that all shipping is free in the United States and its territories. But when you get these in the mail, Jim, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them down and press down. There is no wobble. Flip this over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, that neither temple is askew like that. Check the tension on each hinge. If one was tighter or looser, I would loosen or tighten accordingly. Now, I send out a selfie request in every package. Jim, I would love to have 2 pictures from you. One with them indoors clear, one with them outdoors showing the PhotoFusion Extra. Now, let me just talk about the photochromic lenses. I'm going to take off mine. Again, I've got the PhotoFusion Blue with the Zeiss Dura Protect. But what I want to mention is Zeiss invented the photochromic lens. Zeiss has been on this cloth. Now I can't see the fine print on here. Come on, where is it? Where is it? They've been leaders. Oh, right down here. A leader in precision optics since 1846. They invented the photochromic lens. They sold that technology to Essilor, which they branded as Transitions. How's that for the blue in my Oakley 8149 Pitchman R Carbon? I love that. I loves that. And I'm going to show you yours. Now, Essilor has Transitions Extra Active in gray and brown. Zeiss only has them in gray. 9 times out of 10 people get the gray, so they focused on making one great lens. Essilor said, okay, let's try it out of 2. Now, put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. The Zeiss, Zeiss calls their photochromic lenses PhotoFusion. It comes in gray, brown, green, and blue that I just showed you. And so, I'm poking my camera. But the Extra Active is only in gray. Now, the Transitions had 7, and now they have Generation 8, which they claim is as fast as the Zeiss PhotoFusion in the 4 colors, gray, brown, green, and blue, although Essilor only has Transitions in the gray, brown, and green. Later in the year, they're coming out with blue and another color, but I just had to go for that blue already. So, these are the top 2. It's like the Mercedes and the BMW, although Zeiss truly is a high-performance German lens. All microscopes have Zeiss lenses. All telescopes have Zeiss lenses. Now, as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for a photochromic transition lenses to darken, a little bit longer when you come back inside. 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now, Jim and everyone else listening, pay attention. All photochromic transition lenses will turn dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they'll work it for years at maximum performance. The only time the Zeiss PhotoFusion and Transition 7 and 8 don't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that would cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day, and that's why they don't turn dark in a car. Having said that, Essilor Transitions Extra Active and the PhotoFusion Extra in gray from Zeiss will turn 30 to 50% dark behind a windshield. All photochromic transition lenses are temperature sensitive, meaning they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. We all work much better when it cools off. Having said that, the Zeiss PhotoFusion Extra Gray and the Essilor Transitions Extra Active will get darker in hotter weather. It's designed for extra active people who spend extra amounts of time outside, hence the name Extra. And as I keep talking, you will see how fast that turns back to virtually clear. Zeiss lenses are clear inside and turn from dark back to clear faster. Essilor's new Transitions Generation 8 claim to turn as fast as the Zeiss lenses, and they're both as good as they're gonna get. Now again, don't worry, this is already, I've been rambling my mouth. These are going to get much darker over the next couple weeks. Come on, Jim, we talked about that, don't you remember? But you can see as I keep running my mouth how fast they're turning back to clear. So if you've liked this video, literally do just that. Like this video. Click the subscribe button and then go and click the bell icon so you'll get notification of future videos and lens combinations with frames as they come out. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as Free Prescription Lenses, on Twitter as Free RX Lenses. And I should preface this by saying I am an authorized Oakley dealer. I should have said this at the very beginning when I had everyone's attention, but I was told as a small independent optician I'm not legally allowed to post pictures of frames with prices on the website. So do what Jim did. If there's a frame you want, email me. Go to the contact me page of the website. Email me, tell me the model number, the size, the color. I will then go to the Oakley dealer's website and check on the price and availability and get back. If you want to, go ahead and email me a picture of your prescription with your pupillary distance, and I can tell you exactly, from with that I can make any lenses going forward from there on out. So thank you for watching. Jim in Toledo, Ohio, with the great knowledge of the libraries at your fingertips and the Library of Congress at your fingertips if you've got one of these in your pocket. Thank you so much for the purchase of the Oakley 8121, the AirDrop MNP with the changeable nose pads with the changeable colors of the Oakley emblems on the side. Thank you for the purchase of your Zeiss Light D digital freeform progressive lenses and polycarbonate, the Transitions Extra Active Gray with the Zeiss DuraVision Platinum that looks like the Crizal Sapphire but $40 less. And now everyone else has got a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.